Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Morton?
Present.
Mr. Stuchel?
Present.
Mr. Edwards?
Present.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Here.
Mr. Schildmeyer is absent. Mr. Culbertson?
Present.
And Mr. Upstep.
Here.
Let the record show 6 members are present, 1 member is absent. I will entertain a motion to approve the written minutes of the April 25th council meeting.
Mr. President,
Mr. Morton,
I'd like to motion to approve the minutes.
do I have a second?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Morton, second by Mr. Stuchel to approve the written minutes of the April 25th council meeting. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? So ordered. We'll move to reports of administrative officials. Mayor Jonathan Stuchel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to thank Cheryl Abrams for her service to the village. She recently retired after serving as administrative assistant to the mayor. She was hired by Mayor John Estep and stayed on during my tenure. She's going to be filling in every once in a while, but I hope that she enjoys her much-deserved time off. Also, congratulations to Joe Meister on his promotion to lieutenant in the St. Bernard Fire Department. Joe brings a wealth of knowledge to the position and most recently served as an engineer. Planning has already started for the Vine Street project. A pre-construction meeting will be held next week to discuss the details of the project and scheduling, which will run through fall of this year. We successfully completed the Kemper and Church Street paving project, and I'm very pleased with the final product. We also just received word that the village is receiving a Ohio Public Works Commission grant for Greenlee Avenue. This is a 49% grant with a 51% cash match for construction. This is not the same as what would normally be done for SCIP grants where a full reconstruction is done, but this will be a rehab project that includes milling, paving, full depth repairs, and curb replacement. The total cost estimated for this project would be $896,000. The CIC will be voting on 4 positions at the May 28th meeting, which will be held in council chambers at 6 p.m. Terms for the following people have expired: Ray Culberson, Bob Culberson, and Amy O'Smalley, and then we have 1 vacancy for an opening. Anyone that's interested in joining, please feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me on my cell phone, 543-3780, or mayor@cityofstbernard.org. Candidates will be given a 5 to 10 minute opportunity to make a presentation about themselves and what they have to offer as a potential board member of the CIC. Thank you to those residents that have complied with the orders to mow their property. Some have received the excellent mowing services of our service department and will be billed. Please do not let it get to this point, and please keep up with your property maintenance. I'm also asking that we please go into executive session for a personnel matter. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to do that now while
Mr. President,
Mr. Culbertson.
make a motion that we go into executive session after the meeting for a personnel matter.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Culbertson, second by Mr. Morton to go into executive session at the end of the meeting to discuss personnel matters. Clerk, will you please call the roll? Sorry.
Mr. Morton?
Aye.
Mr. Stuchel?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Aye.
Mr. Culbertson?
Aye.
And Mr. Estep.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. We will go into executive session at the end of the meeting. We'll move to Auditor, Ms. Brickwick.
Thank you, Mr. President. As I put in your mailbox today, Ordinance 13, 2024, these are additional appropriations. The first one, $200,000 for tax refunds. The big portion of this is from people from working from home or asking for refunds. City Hall maintenance, $10,000. We had pretty much all the generators go out and have to be repaired, which was not in the budget. Same thing for the $4,000 in the garage maintenance. The fuel pumps went out. The equipment maintenance, $10,000. We had 2 Packers go down. And then we've also are trying to do more work in-house, which will actually save money, but we have to buy equipment so they can do the work in-house. Park maintenance, $20,000. I don't know if you've noticed, but with Mr. Middendorf taking over, there's been a lot of work and a lot of upgrades to the parks, and he's really doing a great job trying to fix them up, but it takes money to fix them up, so that's what that is for. And then City Hall supplies, $1,000. Are there any questions?
Do I have a motion to put the ordinance on the table for next council meeting?
Mr. President,
Mr. Culbertson?
make a motion, we put ordinance number 13, 2024 on the table for the next council meeting.
Seconded.
Motion by Mr. Culbertson, second by Mr. Morton to place ordinance 13, additional appropriation ordinance on the table for the next meeting. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? So ordered. Law Director, Ms. Van Valkenburg.
Thank you. I am continuing to work on what will hopefully be final revisions to the matters that will be discussed on the next laws, at the next laws, contracts, and claims meeting. And that concludes, well, I was going to say that concludes my report, but I also need to go into executive session to discuss an ongoing litigation matter. Thank you.
I need a motion to
Yes.
add that to it or
Yes.
hold separate. I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session for pending litigation.
Mr. President,
Mr. Morton.
I motion to go into executive session after the meeting to discuss pending litigation.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Morton, second by Mr. Estep to go into executive session at the end of the meeting to discuss pending litigation as well as the personnel matters. Clerk, will you call the roll?
Mr. Morton?
Aye.
Mr. Stuchel?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Aye.
Mr. Culbertson?
Aye.
And Mr. Estep?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. We will also go into executive session for pending litigation. Anything from the treasurer? Safety and Service Director, Mr. Paul. welcome
Thank you,
back.
Mr. President. I have no report.
Thank you. Tax Administrator, Ms. Helms.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have the report for the April 2024 tax collections. They were $1,259,018. April 2024 is down 0.42% or $5,357 from April of 2023. Refunds for April were $41,688. Delinquent tax collected with capital recovery was $676, and delinquent tax collected with the Ohio Attorney General's office was $37,725. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. We'll move to reports of standing committees. Finance, Mr. Morton.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, May 15th at 6 p.m. in the lower level of City Hall. We will be continuing the discussion regarding upcoming expenditures such as a new fire truck, unloader, and street sweeper. Thank you to those who were able to attend today's Community Connect. We discussed upcoming road repairs, grants, new community events, the local business scene, and pedestrian safety. As part of that, I additionally have some key call-outs that the residents have requested me to share for the following committees. Residents requested that the Business and Industry Committee meet to discuss how to better establish business connections with local events so they can be more present in the community. Residents also asked that they discuss the organization of some sort of small business support group. Residents also requested that the Safety Committee meet to discuss the enforcement of traffic laws regarding through traffic on residential roads and how to mitigate that. And lastly, residents requested the Safety Committee to look into, the Service Committee to look into lengthening yellow curb paint areas at stop signs in accordance to already existing ordinances and potential shade coverage for our playgrounds to avoid hot play equipment burning or injuring our kids. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Service, Mr. Stuchel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you to everyone who attended our Clean Up St. Bernard Day event on April 28th. We were delighted to see such strong participation from residents, friends, and members of our administration, including Mayor Stuchel and Councilman Morton. Your collective efforts in maintaining the cleanliness of our community are deeply appreciated. Despite our expectations, there was less litter in the community than anticipated, largely due to the proactive measures taken by our Service Department Foreman, Don Middendorf, and the rest of our Service Department employees. We extend our gratitude to them for their ongoing commitment to keeping our streets clean. Looking ahead, we invite you to join us for our upcoming Shred Day event at the Safety Center on May 18th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Details of the event are as followed. Enter the Safety Center parking lot from Vine Street, follow the signs and drive through the lot, reaching the shred truck. Once you finish, exit through the back of the Safety Center onto Mitchell Avenue. This event offers a hassle-free way to tackle your spring cleaning by securely disposing of old documents, all at no cost to you. We look forward to seeing you there. And that concludes the end of my report.
Thank you. Public Improvements, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you, Mr. President. We had no need for a Public Service Committee meeting this month, but I would like to thank all the residents who are not only maintaining their yards, but also improving their homes. Just on Sullivan in the last month, I've seen work being done on numerous properties. Thank you. Improving properties improves our whole community. I would also like to say, as I walked through St. Bernard last week, I've met 5 people I hadn't known before. Mrs. Evans, Ron, Smitty, Nay, and Dave Brankamp. Some of them lived here in St. Bernard a long time, others for not so long, but all 5 enjoy living here. I want to encourage anyone who sees me out and about to feel free to bring up any concerns or just tell me how great it is to live here. St. Bernard has an outstanding service, police and fire department with dedicated people that work in them. Our great recreation department enables our kids and parents to make special memories they will have their whole life. Open communication, both good and bad, makes our community stronger. There is so much good here, let us not forget. Thank you, Mr. President. This concludes my report.
Thank you. Safety, Ms. Hausfeld.
No report, Mr. President.
Thank you. Marketing, Mr. Culbertson.
Thanks, Mr. President. Sign-ups for summer swim lessons, along with Say Soccer and Lollipop Soccer, will take place on Saturday, May 18th and Saturday, June 1st, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Aquatic Center. Pre-sale Aquatic Center season passes will also be available on those dates. The Aquatic Center opens Memorial Day weekend, then it open for operations daily beginning June 1st. The first fresh market of the year will take place on Sunday, May 19th, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. This event will be held in the lower level lot of City Hall next to the Fifth Third Bank. Another reminder that applications for booths at this year's German Luau are now being accepted until May 20th. All local nonprofits, schools, and other organizations are encouraged to participate. For more information, please contact Mindy Miller at events@cityofstbernard.org. The St. Bernard Garden Club will be hosting the members and the public for their Welcome to the Garden Party in the community garden next Saturday, May 18th, starting at 6:30 p.m. Bring a cooler with your favorite beverages and join the gardeners as they kick off this year's planting season. Father E.J. Stein from St. Clement will bless the garden at 6:30 p.m. that night. Lastly, the Historical Society's next program will be held on Monday, May 20th at 7 p.m. in the upper level of the municipal building. The program is titled Crossley Field Remembered, and it will be presented by David Trout. That concludes my report.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Mayor.
one thing to add to community events that I failed to mention, we will be having our Memorial Day ceremony on Monday, May 27th at 10 a.m. in the lower level parking lot, just to honor our local veterans that paid the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Culbertson, what was the time of the market on the 19th?
11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
11 to 2. Thank you. Business and Industry, Mr. Estep.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tentatively, we'll have a business and industry meeting May 15th at 6 p.m. in the downstairs hall. I'll double check with Heidi and the other members, see if they're available. Just a reminder, Mr. Steve Shad from Roger Bacon will be here at our next council meeting. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to address council at this time? If not, I'll entertain a motion to excuse the absent member.
Mr. President,
Mr. Culbertson.
I'll make a motion we excuse the absent member.
Seconded.
Motion by Mr. Culbertson, second by Mr. Morton, to excuse Mr. Schultmeyer. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. Thank
Mr.
you.
President, can I ask a question? What time is your, I'm sorry, may I ask a question, Mr.
Yes.
President? What time is your meeting, Connor?
Wednesday, the 15th at 6 p.m.
And you said downstairs also, right?
Yeah.
So how you got, that's he already has his meeting. Okay, well, I just,
Mr. President?
Mayor.
So as far as working it out, are you going to reschedule one meeting, or are you going to? Are you going to? That's what I was just trying to figure out. I would hate to make I would hate to have to make a choice.
Mr. President, yeah, he would have to do a different time to make an announcement. There you go.
And you guys will get with Heidi to,
The Finance Committee meeting next Wednesday will be rescheduled for 7 p.m.
all right. At this time, I show the one ordinance then for the next council meeting. At this time, council will go into executive session to discuss personnel matters and pending litigation. We will be back afterwards. All right, council is back. We met in executive session to discuss personnel matters as well as pending litigation. This time, are there any motions to be made?
Mr. President,
Mr. Morton?
I'd like to make a motion to put on the table for the next council meeting the approval of a contract for the Safety Service Director.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Morton, second by Mr. Culbertson to place an ordinance on the table to approve the position of the new safety, or the contract with the new Safety Service Director. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. At this time, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. President.
Oops.
Mr.
Go ahead.
Mayor.
If I could ask, and hope this is an appropriate question, but does everyone schedule work for the next council meeting? Are we, no issue?
Yeah, no issues for me.
Okay, I just want to make sure. All right, thank you.
Mr. President,
Houseville.
since we still are on taping it, I know there was some talk about your two committees changing their times and stuff. We might want to put it back out there now.
Yes. So, Mr. President,
Morton.
so just to make it clear, the Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, May 15th at 7 p.m., as it is a standing committee, and the Business and Industry Committee is scheduled for the same day, Wednesday the 15th, for
6 o'clock.
6 p.m. Both in Centennial Hall, the lower level of City Hall.
And you guys will get with Heidi to put that on the calendar. Okay. All right. At this time, then, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. President,
Mr. Culbertson.
make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that, Mr. President.
Motion by Mr. Culbertson, second by Ms. Housefeld to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered.